Apalele, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can share your screen. You have admin rights.
Okay, thank you. Just help me quickly. I'm confused now because I usually use Teams. Where do I go? Oh, here it is. Share
There's a
screen.
green button written share screen. Please
Okay.
click on there.
Can you see it now?
Yes, but
Okay.
you can put it on presentation mode.
Yes. Hmm, slideshow. Is it better like that?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome at our PACLIG AGM. Shanita, our chair, made an apology. She's on leave and she asked me to chair the meeting. She gave me her proxy if needed. Thank you for everybody that joined. Sorry, apologies for the confusion this morning. It was another meeting that was cancelled and not our meeting, so we apologize for that. Can we already talked about the proxy, the quorum. According to Rule 5.2 of the PACLIG Constitution, a quorum shall be those paid-up members present, not less than 25. And now we have 579 paid-up members. So I don't know why so little people registered, but never mind. We needed 25, but we're not 25. I know there was 25 people registered, but because of the confusion, some of them didn't log on now. And we waited, according to the Constitution, we waited for half an hour, so we can still go ahead with the meeting with the people we have online. Welcome, everybody. The agenda, we must confirm the agenda before we go further with the meeting. So let me just put the agenda on for you. Okay, the agenda is opening, determination of quorum, welcome, confirmation of the agenda. We have personalia, then we have the minutes from the previous meeting, matters arising from the minutes, the chairperson's report and general, and then we have motions to the AGM. Is there anybody that wants to add something under general? If there's nobody that wants to add something, can we confirm the agenda as is? Apalele, will you please help me with if there's people putting up hands or something, because I can't see.
Yes,
Sunita Richard, I confirm.
Sorry?
It's Sunita Richard, I confirm.
Okay, can we get a seconder?
Karen Miller will second.
Thank you. Okay, so we can continue with the agenda. Is there any apologies? I have Shanita's apology, and I saw somebody put the apology in the chat. Apolele, I don't know if you received any other apologies at the office.
No, we haven't received any apology.
Is there maybe any apologies from the members online? Okay, if there's none, then we can continue with that. Next on the agenda is personalia. Sorry, where are we now? Okay, let's go to personalia. Congratulations to all colleagues who had promotions in the year of 22-23. I don't know if there's anybody that wants to add something under promotions, maybe. Anybody from the floor? Maybe I can add Anne-Marie Goosen, who accepted a new position at City of Ekurhuleni. Anybody else that wants to add anything under promotions? If there's none, we can move on. Our PACLIG chair-elect, Manda Hoog, was awarded the Liaza UKS Librarian of the Year 2022 at conference in October last year. And in memoriam, we are thinking of our departed colleagues that passed away during the past year. May their souls rest in peace. I don't know if anybody wants to add any names under memoriam, maybe. If there's none, we can just give a 30 seconds time to think of our departed colleagues that departed from us for 30 seconds. Thank you. We can move on. The chairperson's report. The National Executive Committee, as you all know, the chairperson is Shanita Bim and the chair-elect is myself. We didn't have a secretary, treasurer, or a PRO. Membership. PACLIG relies heavily on membership campaigns by its branches. Membership still poses a major challenge. As professionals, we need to commit to joining our professional association. Let's look at the membership numbers from 2018 until 2023. In 2018, we had 686 members. In 2019, it went up to 703. And then COVID came and we only got 484 members. It declined in 21 and 22 to 364. 22, it came up a little bit, 398. And this year we were almost again where we were before COVID, at 579. So hopefully this will improve in the next year. I think maybe also people register, but they don't choose a interest group. So I think if the people that specifically choose interest groups, then maybe we would have been more members. But that is our membership stats at the moment. Marketing and advocacy. No calendars were published last year in 2022 because of our problems with the bank account and we couldn't get sponsors to sponsor the calendars for us. we did have a few programs during the year. In June, we had Youth Month celebration. The celebration was in our own voices, celebrating the power of storytelling. It was a very nice event, and a few ladies told their own stories, what happened with them. It was a very interesting event. In September, we're supposed to have a customer care presented by the KZN branch in collaboration with PACLIG National. I'm not sure if that one materialized. Then under communication and sector engagement, a lot of information came through our PACLIG's Facebook page, where all the provinces post their activities. Although PACLIG members are not as active within committees provincially, the good work they do is recognized and appreciated. Several articles from branches across the country were also submitted to the Liaison in Touch. I'm sure every one of you saw that. Branch activities. I think at the moment there's not a lot of branches that are active. I know the KZN branch are active. They hosted a few programs. They hosted Africa Day, Librarians Day, World Book and Copyright Day, Human Rights focusing on domestic violence, and also International Literacy Day. A call was made from the chair to all branches to submit their programs. No submissions was received by the time of the AGM. If there is branches that did do some activities and it is not included, please forward it to the chair before AGM so that it can be included in the final report, please. I know there is branches that doesn't have active PACLIG groups. Under good governance, communication was done through WhatsApp. The issue of our financials was not resolved yet, and therefore the financial documents are not currently available to send to members. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of our problems with our bank account. The previous PACLIG committee struggled to get access to the bank accounts because the committee before them, there was not a good handover, and the passwords are lost, and there's problems. And a few times we went to the bank and tried to sort it out, but it's still not sorted out. So I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. But at the moment, we can't access our bank account. Under good governance, communication was done through WhatsApp. I already mentioned the financials. Okay, then under general, is there anybody that wants to add something or ask anything? I see in the chat, Sunita says the customer care workshop was today. So it did take place. Thanks, Sunita. Anyone that wants to add something under general? If there's nothing under general, then we can move over to motions to the AGM. We didn't receive any motions from any branches that they want to take to AGM. But we can talk a little bit about the motion that came from the EXCO. I don't know whom of you attended this special meeting that was held, I think, last week. It was a consultative meeting with all members and stakeholders that EXCO wanted to discuss the restructuring. The restructuring is coming now for a few years, as everybody knows. And the EXCO did a lot of work this past year to see how we can move forward with restructuring. They consulted with legal advisors and other stakeholders, and there was a Rep Council meeting that took place in May, where restructuring was also discussed, and there was a conclusion made that we must move forward with the restructuring as soon as possible. So that will have an impact on all branches and interest groups. And then EXCO still had problems with the lawyers to get the specifics put down on paper, so that the time wasn't on our side. So basically, what was decided is that the EXCO will take a motion to conference to tell the members why there was no elections done, because as you will have picked up, there was no elections done. Let me quickly go to the motion, then you will have a better idea. Just do this. Can everybody see the motion here? Can I get an indication?
No, we can't see it, Manda.
Not
Can't
yet,
you
no.
Sorry, can't you see?
No.
No.
Hi, Manda. No, I can't see it either.
Okay, let me go out of the presentation and then I'll try sharing this again. Let me do that quickly. Can you see it now?
Yes, Manda.
Okay. The motion basically says, we, the Executive Committee of LIASA, present the motion to adjourn a portion of the AGM of 12 October 2023 to deliberate the agenda items dealing with constitutional changes and elections. As you would have seen, the documentation that was sent to everybody regarding the AGM, there's an agenda item about constitutional changes. So in order to move over to the new structure, we have to make constitutional changes. So the EXCO is basically asking that just that portion of the AGM must be postponed. The basis for this motion is that due to factors beyond our control, we were not able to provide the AGM with the proposed changes to the Constitution within the stipulated time frame. As a result, it was not feasible to hold elections for office bearers as well as for branches and interest groups. Such an adjournment is permissible in terms of Rule 3.9 of the existing Constitution and rules. We propose as follows: that the adjourned portion of the AGM be held on 28 February 2024. That the 2023 elections for any positions at national, branch, or interest group level also be postponed. That the current elected office bearers of National EXCO, that is 5 members at the moment, together with up to an additional 5 members of the current Rep Council, So it will be the EXCO, the 5 members on EXCO, the president, president-elect, treasurer, PRO, and secretary. Plus 5 members from the current representative council, plus another maximum of another 5 members nominated by LEASA members. So any other LEASA members that are willing shall form an interim council until the implementation of the new structure. So basically, if this motion is accepted at the AGM, then that part of the restructuring and the constitutional changes will be discussed in a separate special AGM on 28 February, and then it will say that there's no elections, but this will be the interim committee consisting of these people, will be an interim committee. Then it further says, such additional REPCO and additional LEHASA members shall have the required competency to add value to the restructuring initiative, together with written support from their immediate supervisors. That the interim council, as established above, prepares for the adjourned portion of the AGM and subsequently elections for the new structure. So after the AGM that will be held on 28th February, it will be then clear what form the elections will take. If we're gonna, then we'll elect then a board and not again a executive committee. That the proposed constitutional changes be communicated to members at least 2 months before such date, in keeping with the current constitution. That following the adjourned portion of the AGM and the adoption of the proposed constitutional changes and hence new structure, that the interim council sets a date for a special general meeting. That the interim council will conduct elections for office bearers as proposed by the new structure. The newly elected office bearers shall take office at the end of the special general meeting, and the interim council shall immediately dissolve. The special general meeting shall be held on a date no later than 3 months after the adjourned portion of the AGM. So it means that if the adjourned portion of the AGM is held on 28 February and the constitutional changes is discussed and it is accepted by all members, then this council will arrange a special general meeting that must take place in 3 months after 28 February. And then at the special general meeting, the new council or the new structure will then be discussed and elected. Is there any questions? Is it clear to everybody?
Amanda, this is Karen Miller.
Yes, Karen.
I'm not sure if you see my hand.
No, I
My
don't.
concern is this
Yes.
process has been coming for quite a while, if I remember correctly. I
Yes.
can't remember the exact date when this proposed changes were coming on the floor for the first time. But
Yes.
I would think it will be good to have a deadline to say that this process must be completed by the following year's conference or something in that line. Can
Yes.
be open up for any further suggestions, because my concern is if we dissolve certain things and nothing is coming to the fore, it might be unforeseen circumstances and matters beyond our control, which can then leave LEASA hanging. And I'm very concerned about that. I think we really need to look at that, to put in, to say, that we would propose that they amend to the motion, that the process will be completed by a certain time. That's just my 2 cents worth. Thanks.
Yes, yes. I will communicate it to the president and the president-elect at our rep council meeting. But that is a good point raised. But I think they did mention in that meeting that everything must be done by next year AGM. But I will take note of that. Any other questions or comments? Okay, sorry, I can't see any hands. So if there's somebody, because I'm sharing my screen, I can't see the. Okay, I don't see anything. If there's nobody else, then we can move off from this point. Let me just go off here and go back to the presentation. Oh, sorry. Now I'm at the. Sorry, people. I have a new laptop and I'm still a bit. Okay, motions to AGM. That is all that was on the chair report. Let me just stop sharing my screen. We can go. Oh. Let's just go to the agenda again. Okay, that was the end of the chairperson's report. So we already did the motions. So if there's no any other questions or sorry people, I think I skipped the adoption of the minutes.
Manda, before we move to the minutes, my apologies.
Yes,
It's Karen
yes.
again, and I don't want to hijack the meeting, but
No,
my
it's
concern
fine.
is that there's no motion coming from PACLIG regarding the literacy rate and the research currently that the grade 4s can't read. I mean, we as public libraries, I see us on the forefront of changing it around to ensure that we promote and support literacy and things like that. And I really want to ask the committee or the people on this meeting today, isn't it important for us as PACLIG to put forward that we need to have a motion to say that we take note of the current situation with literacy levels, especially with the grade 4s, with the Pulse report, and that we as public libraries will take a stance and in that line. I haven't thought it through as of yet, but I think for us as public libraries, and maybe you as the chair might investigate that. I'm not sure. I'm opening it up to the rest of the committee or the people on the meeting just to maybe look at it. I'm worried we might miss a golden opportunity.
Yes, I agree with you, Corin. Can we get comments from other participants on the meeting?
Hi, sorry, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Hi, sorry, this is Rudy Wickham from from a library in Cape, from library service in Cape Town. I heartily agree with Karen. I also think that PACLIG needs to maybe craft a response to the reading barometer as well, where the findings kind of laid the deficiencies in terms of reading habits at the door of public libraries, outside of reality, and issues around access and safety and all of these things. So yeah, definitely the polls study, which I think Karen is alluding to, and also a crafted response regarding the reading barometer and how we are not particularly happy that that the barometer didn't perhaps go far enough in looking at defining what it means to be reading, but rather just creating categories for readers. That I think Lyndon Tucker also had some strong feelings regarding the reading barometer as well. So yeah, I thought I just add my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you, Rudy. Is there anybody else? If there's not anybody else, how would you like us to go forward with this? Do we need to do a motion or just maybe a memo, or what do you suggest? Because if we do a motion, then we must say what we want to like solutions also. Am I correct? Karen?
I think, fortunately, I have Anna Marie close to me that can also come on board here, Amanda. But you rightly say that, if there's any motion, there will be an action, an outcome. But therefore, my concern is that never in any of these reports or any of these research thereafter or any topics being discussed, public libraries are not mentioned. They're coming up with GDE, they're coming up with all the others, but never have I picked up that they say your public library is really the place to go to. So for me, the motion will be, that we take note and we want to reiterate the importance of public libraries, but also then that public libraries be recognized on this platform. I don't know. I'm going to hand over to Anna Marie with your permission, Manta, so that she can also come in and maybe give us more guidance. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie, you are very soft.
It's better?
Yes.
Okay, so when we do the motion, we need to have actions. What is PACLIG and LIASA going to do about the situation? And over and above that, public libraries need to be included. I think there also need to be programs, training or something for the librarians from PACLIG side on how to approach these programs or whatever they're going to do to assist with the problem. So we definitely need to include actions when we are going to put forward the motion.
Okay. Anne-Marie, can I ask, if we do a motion, if we draft a motion, is it still enough time to send it to AGM? Isn't there time frames attached?
No, as far as I know, there can even be motions from the floor, but it will be good if we can give it to the secretary before the AGM. So we just need to work on that, yes.
Okay, so can I ask that maybe me and you consult afterwards via email or something, and then you just help me with drafting the motion, and then you and Karen can look at it. Is it fine?
Yeah, that's fine. We will rope in a few other people as well. Thanks, Manda.
Okay, thank you very much. Is everybody agreeing in agreement? Can I just get an indication?
Yes, Manda, we are in agreement.
Yes, we are agreeing.
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
Manda.
Okay, sorry, colleagues. I apologize for skipping the minutes. We have to go back to the minutes of our previous meeting of 9 September. I'll put the minutes on quickly for you. And we need to adopt the minutes, and then we'll just see if there's any matters arising from the minutes. I'll quickly put the minutes up. Can you see the minutes or not?
Yes, Manda, we can see it.
All right. I don't know if you maybe looked at the minutes before the time, but we can just scroll through. This page 1. The meeting was opened by the chair. The quorum was determined. The chair welcomed everybody. The agenda, there was no additions, and it was adopted by Sunita and seconded by, I see there's no, I don't know who seconded the minutes or the agenda. I see it's left out there, so maybe if we can maybe go back to the recording, Apalele. I don't know if there was a recording of last year's meeting. Then we can just put in there who seconded the agenda. Then under attendance and apologies, there was one apology from the floor. There was nothing under personalia. I don't know if anybody know of anything. Minutes from the AGM of 21. A correction on point number 10 was brought to the attention of the meeting. This was noted for correction. And again, we don't know who accepted and seconded the minutes. Apalele, can I ask you to please, will you still have the recording of last year's minutes?
Yes,
Can I
I
ask?
will share with you the link.
Okay, then I will just update it there. There were no minutes arising from the minutes of the previous AGM. The chairperson's report, she congratulated all people that got promotions, and she also mentioned the people that passed away. The NEC, it's the same as it is still at the moment. Membership was a bit in a more critical state than now. It's better than it was last year. We talked about membership drives to encourage incoming LIS graduates to join Leoza. I don't know if that took place. Under marketing, it was also the issue of the calendars. And one webinar we held last year. Under communication, it was also the Facebook, and there was in touch articles. Then there was also a few branch activities that were mentioned. Ek's gou 'n meeting. Sorry people. Good governance. Under good governance, it just stated that the NEC couldn't meet and the financial difficulties. And under treasurer's report, it was still the problem with the bank account. Under general, Manda Hoog, membership is a problem for Leoza on a whole. Informed members of a staff regulation published in the Government Gazette. And then Kolostaya, is that spelled correct? Queried why the request for inclusion of additional members to PACLIG was not addressed. The chairperson apologized and said that their contact details were not received. This will be obtained and the additional members will be included in communication. Nora requested that Manda do a short article for LIT. I didn't do it, so I'll have to do it for the next one. It slipped my mind. Sishle queried on what institutional membership means, and it was explained. The chairperson concluded by thanking all attendees. That's it. Is there anything anybody wants to add or correct? If there's nothing, can we accept the minutes with the exception that I will add the names there that's missing? And then I'll circulate it again to everybody. Can we get somebody to accept the minutes? Anybody that attended the meeting, the previous AGM?
Manda, it's Anne-Marie. I will move.
Okay.
With that the amendments are made.
Yes. Okay. Is there anybody else that attended last year's meeting?
Manda, it's Nizam. I'll second
Sorry.
the minute. It's
Sorry, who?
Nizam. Nizam. Oopsie.
Okay. All
Forgive
right.
me for that. My phone fell.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So then it's Anne-Marie and it was seconded. And then any items that is referring from the minutes. I don't think there's anything except the article that I didn't write. I forgot about it, so I will definitely do an article for the next LIT about the staff regulations. Is there any other matters that anybody wants to raise? Okay, I think if there is not anything else, then we can close the meeting if there's no any other comments or questions or anything. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Maybe everybody can just put on their videos for a photo for Apelele. If you can please put on your videos quickly. Is the other people still online?
Yeah, we're trying to get our photos too.
Thank you, colleagues.